Schmack-a-magab, everybody. It's time for a donated track-by-track episode from Ronald Broadfoot, who wanted me to put the White Album against the White Album. Now, there are 4 more songs on the first disc, where the second disc, is 4 less songs. So what I did was I added 4 songs that were left off the album. They were recorded during it, and I believe it's 5 songs. But since there was only 4 missing, I added 4 songs from the unreleased White Album tracks that later on showed up on Anthology and such. Just to even it all out, man. Alright, so let's start the shindig. And we got Back in the USSR versus Birthday. Easily for me, Back in the USSR. That song rocks. Birthday, it's a little novelty-ish. Not bad, actually, but, it's no Back in the USSR. All right, next. Dear Prudence versus Your Blues. John Lennon versus John Lennon. This one's pretty easy. Dear Prudence. Gorgeous song. Probably second best John Lennon song on the White Album, I would say. And I know this ain't a popular opinion, but I stick to it. John Lennon, all the way up to the White Album. The White Album was his peak, but he did so much great stuff before the White Album. Like, my favorite Beatles song is Day in a Life, and then In My Life is my second favorite. And I love, Girl. I can go on and on. But all the way up to this album, the White Album, I think everything he's done after the White Album, while not bad, I like a lot of it, like She's So Heavy and Come Together and all his solo songs, all great. But I don't think they're as great as anything from the White Album and many of the songs before the White Album. That's how I feel. But yeah, I'm definitely going with Dear Prudence on this one, easily. All right, and I don't hate Your Blues, but Dear Prudence. Next, Glass Onion versus Mother Nature's Son, both amazing. And Mother Nature's Son is so underrated. That's a gorgeous, gorgeous Paul McCartney song. Love to give it to it, but Glass Onion, man. And I love those other versions of Glass Onion you can hear on the Anthology. All are very cool. But Glass Onion is another example of how, man, this is John at his peak, I think. All right, next. Obladi versus Everybody's Got Something to Hide Except for Me and My Monkey. I'd love to give it to that long-ass title, because I do love that song. And it has, to me, the first crunchy thrash riff ever recorded. That gun, 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 gun. You can hear it in that song. But I'm going to go with Obladi. I know it's my ex-guitar player hated that song. And me and my ex-guitar player and my ex-girlfriend, we all went to go see Paul McCartney. And he played Obladi that night. And it was the highlight of the show. The whole place went apeshit, except for my guitar player. Everybody went crazy for Obladi because it was the first time he put in the set list. At least it was the first time he played in Miami, playing that song. Because I've seen every time McCartney's been down in Miami, I was there, man. But except the last time. The last time he played the Hard Rock, which is a smaller venue, and the cheapest tickets were $1,000. I was like, no way, man. I'm sorry. I've seen McCartney enough. It sucks that he played Junior's Farm, because I love Junior's Farm. Probably my favorite Paul McCartney solo song. And I'd never seen him play Junior's Farm, and he did that night. But is it worth $800 to go see him do Junior's Farm? If I was rich, it would be. All right, so giving that to Obladi. Next, Wild Honey Pie versus Sexy Sadie. Definitely Sexy Sadie. What have you done? Love it. Yeah, Wild Honey Pie is kind of like whatever. It's just a weird thing. Weird short little thing. The next, the continuing story of Bungalow Bill. I love this song, but Helter Skelter is going against it, and Helter Skelter freaking wins. I absolutely love that song. First metal song. Yeah, I want to debate you. It's You Really Got Me from the Kinks. All right, next. While My Guitar Gently Weeps versus Long, Long, Long. All right. That's 2 Harrison songs going against each other. And I'm not a fan of either one. I'm really not. Now, I know, asking anybody out there, because everybody loves While My Guitar Gently Weeps, you would pick that over Long, Long, Long. I hate that song so much that even Long, 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 as lame as it is, I still like it more than While My Guitar Gently Weeps. So I'm giving it to Long, Long, Long. All right, next. Happiness is a Warm Gun versus Revolution, which is Revolution number 1, which is the acoustic version, which is cool as hell. But I got to go with, Mother VIERA dropped the gun. I'm giving that one definitely to Happiness is a Warm Gun. Next, Martha, My Dear versus Honey Pie. Both cute. I'm going to go with Martha, My Dear. That's a song that Paul wrote about his dog, Martha. Big sheepdog, I think it was. And it's a beautiful song. I like Honey Pie. Honey Pie is kind of like a ragtime song from the 30s sounding. But Martha, My Dear is just a gorgeous piano kind of chill tune. Absolutely love it. All right, next. I'm So Tired versus Savoy Truffle. I dig them both too. I think Savoy Truffle is kind of before its time. To me, it sounds like a song from the 70s. I'm So Tired is my favorite John Lennon song on the White Album. And this is, like I said, his peak. I don't think he wrote anything as good as It's So Tired after this album, or Glass Onion. I mean, you can throw out names of songs and solo songs. I know it all. I know it all. And no, I think he reached his peak on the White Album. All right, Better Than Come Together. That's right, I said it. All right, next. And I love Come Together, by the way. Blackbird versus Cry Baby Cry. Ooh, I love them both so much. But I got to go with Blackbird, Singing in the Dead of Night. What a gorgeous, gorgeous song. About black chicks, man. Blackbird, Great song. Cry Baby Cry is awesome, though. But it loses. Next, Piggies versus Revolution 9. Now, Revolution 9 is just like, screw this. I hate it. I hate this avant-garde crap. It's not even music. It's just crap. Now, Piggies is a George Harrison song that, oddly enough, I love. I think it's the best George Harrison song on the White Album. Love it, and it wins. All right, next, Rocky Raccoon versus Good Night. No contest. Rocky Raccoon, of course. I mean, this album, to me, ends right at let's see, what's the track listing? Yeah, Blackbird. After Blackbird, Piggies. No, wait. Oh, whatever. Don't listen to me. This is a little confusing here. But all I can say is the last two songs on the White Album Part 2 are a waste of time. Whatever comes before, which is Cry Baby Cry. Once Cry Baby Cry ends, the album's over for me. All right, so where are we now? Don't Pass Me By, which is another killer tune. I dig it. Now, Rocky Raccoon wins over Goodnight. Now I add the 4 songs that didn't make the album so it can even out, which is Don't Pass Me By, which I love that tune, versus Not Guilty, which is another George Harrison song that didn't make the album that I prefer over Long, Long, Long and While My Guitar Gently Weeps. I like the tune. Scientology, not bad at all. Next, Why Don't We Do It in the Road versus Junk, which Junk ended up on the first Paul McCartney album, but the Beatles did record it for the White Album. It's on Anthology. It's a great tune. I absolutely love Junk, but I'm giving it to the very short Nobody Watching Us, Why Don't We Do It in the Road. That wins. All right, next, I Will versus Child of Nature, which Child of Nature later turned into Jealous Guy. It's a nice little tune, but I Will is much better, I think. Short, little, cute McCartney tune. Absolutely love it. All right, then we end it with Julia versus What's the New Mary Jane. What's the New Mary Jane? I freaking hate that song. And I can understand how it didn't make the album, because it's stupid. But then again, how did Revolution number 9 make the album? I don't know. Either way, it's a crappy song. And I love Julia. It's a song that John Lennon wrote for his mom, that was killed by a drunk driver who was a policeman that was off duty. And he ran over her. sad, you know. John Lennon had it tough, man. Even though he wasn't the greatest human being, just as Julian. Anyway, but there you go, Ronald. There is your track by track of the Beatles, and this is the final score. And I want to thank you, buddy, for the donation, and I want to thank all of you for watching. And please subscribe to my channel if you haven't. And if you'd like to donate, I got a PayPal in the description below. And you know, and tell me what you think of the White Album. Leave it in the comments below, you know, and like the video. It's good for the YouTube algorithms. So stay frosty, listen to Black Sabbath, and smack 'em a gob.